Ain't dead yet.
Okay. Okay.
Well, he's not undead yet.
Ready to rock?
We are live. Yep.
We are live. Awesome. You guys ready?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. Let's
That was a resounding yes.
kick into it then, huh? Answer that call of the hunger. We left off with you guys brawling it out in the basement of Einval's Manor. Emery was fending off some ghouls with her snicky snake and her porcupine, while the two brawler boys managed to get up and into Einval's sanctum. Meanwhile, our little rat friend was running along the ruined precipice, the foundational wall that's to the first floor, and got spit at until he fell off and landed into the acid down below.
Bastards.
Nash tangled 1v1 for a while until his compatriots could get there, and then Ilya set the beast on fire. So that is where we'll pick up. Start of the round on Einval's turn. He immediately suffers burning damage, and as he is, you hear him. Ugh! He starts thrashing and flailing in place, and he's actually.
How'd that go again?
Right? You'll hear plenty of that soon enough. He's going to attempt to run through the wall, Kool-Aid Man style, through the wooden bookcase doorway. Let's see here.
I like that.
These.
Einball with Kool-Aid.
I don't like that.
So does that mean I get an attack of opportunity?
If he breaks
Yeah, me
adjacency
too.
from you. If he breaks adjacency, you will. So he smashes through the bookcase and goes prone into the acid, which ironically puts out the fire. How do I get rid of that?
The one time acid isn't flammable in Josh's mind.
Yep.
Yeah, when it's stomach acid.
Ew. That's gross.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure my stomach acid starts on fire sometimes.
Absolutely.
Wait, so you're telling me this entire floor is coated in body parts and vomit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, so he drenches himself in said vomit as he rolls around in it and attempts to grab. You see his forearms grabbing pieces out of the pile as he starts pulling them towards him, coating himself in these limbs and grafts of flesh, etc. And that's going to be his maneuver as well. And Wretch, as you fall down to the side, you just see the wall burst next to you, and then it is your turn.
Okay.
Hit him.
I am standing in acid, but I guess.
Oh yeah.
I mean, let your rage fuel you, buddy.
It's burn 4.
I got it. All right. I'm gonna plant my banner of faith to consecrate ground. Plant staff. All allies get holy damage in short range, or you have to hold it up if there's no terrain nearby. Does his flesh count as a terrain? And the answer is yes.
You can plant it in the flesh pile.
I'm planting it in him.
Nope.
I don't care if I get the buff or not, but
Alright.
I am attempting to plant it in him.
All right.
So he is getting hit very hard.
Is it a maneuver to place it?
I would treat this as an attack.
Right, but what mechanically? What does it require to plant the staff?
oh, that's a maneuver, but I'm definitely going for the thematics of, you could call it whatever you want. Wretch is like trying to impale him with this,
Nice.
with 2 hands.
So this will be your maneuver.
You
and
tell
your
me what we need to
This will
do.
be your maneuver and your action then.
Cool. Is it brawn?
This will be your melee heavy attack. Yeah, with your staff.
That makes it much more likely to hit.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he's also prone.
Is he prone?
He's prone, so you get an
Yeah.
extra boost die.
Oh, then he's definitely ground.
I like that's all that it takes. Horizontal, ground.
1 failure, 2 fail.
6 success, 3 advantage. So, what kind of damage do you want me to deal with here? Like, do you want me to just execute a melee attack with the Banner of Faith?
So the Banner of Faith procs, and then you do a melee attack, and you get the bonuses from the Banner of Faith.
Okay. In that case, it is 10 damage, soakable, and it's holy damage.
10 damage, soakable. All right. I need you to roll. I need you to roll for a crit twice. And give me the results of the better crit.
How does my Wraithbane proc versus him?
Yes.
Okay. What was your threat?
2 throw.
Damn. Okay, I can't crit him. Never mind. Okay, roll for crit twice. Got it. 14.
He's got crits on him too.
I know. I'm gonna add those in.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'm just telling you my naked rolls.
Yep.
73.
Nice. So you get an effective 103, which is 2d6 3. This one. Yeah, you plant your staff, and as you do, a wave of energy bursts out from it, and it like you stick it into his ribs, and it blasts his ribs apart, and you hear him shriek. Ooh, spit. Still alive. I want to like give you some sort of holy symbol. All right, there.
I take a free action to put 1 boot on him and strike a pose.
Mm-hmm. Nice. He's gonna use his legendary action to heal that crit.
Legend, wait for it. Yeah.
That's right.
I like it. I like how he doesn't. I understand that you only get a certain amount of actions in this game, but it's funny to me that he doesn't try to stand up or like get out of here. He's just like, I'm gonna heal for a second.
Yeah.
I think his legendary action is only that heal thing. 'Cause
No, I
that's the
know.
only thing
He
he's
is
done.
rapidly replacing bits as you are
Yeah.
blasting them off of him.
I understand the mechanics of a game. I just think it's funny
Mhm.
in the world. He's like, just gonna take a second on the ground here.
Nash.
It's
Just
because
curled
he's
up in a
panicking.
ball. That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, from the second Nash showed up right in front of me, he's like, "Fuck you!" He's been going, "Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!"
Pretty much. Nash, it's your turn.
I was just waiting for Austin to say he was done. All right.
Yep, that's me.
So you said people in short range get holy damage, correct?
Yep.
All right. I'm not going to attack him then. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so he's prone. So I get a boost. Do I have anything? No, nothing else active. Okay. So I attack.
Mm-hmm.
6 and 1.
All right. I need to roll. 2 and 1.
So it gets rid of that and that. 13 Pierce 2 Holy.
Okay, roll again. Yeah, you guys continue to cleave bits and pieces off of him. His body getting weaker and weaker by the moment, unable to
All right.
heal as fast as you guys are dishing out the damage.
I attack him again.
Okay.
Oh, gotcha. Where the fuck did that go? Oh,
2
there
and
it is.
2.
4 and 5. You said 2 and 2, so get rid of these. 11 Pierce 2 Holy.
Oh man.
And I've got 3 advantage. Oh, wrong screen.
As you as you go to swing your weapon, it passes through the air, and you see the blade starts to seemingly catch the light flickering through the sun rays of the broken and dilapidated building. And as the weapon comes down, it once again it almost bifurcates him, but the swing is just shallow enough to keep from hitting his spine, and he lets out a shrill shriek, and he stumbles back. He's alive, but that was very close to being a killing
All right, and then I'm
blow.
going to use 2. I'm using 2 of my advantage to gain a free maneuver to attack a 3rd time, because this will
Okay.
be the last turn of my ability. And 1 more of my advantage to add a... No. He's going to suffer 1 strain.
Okay.
3rd attack
Question.
incoming.
1 threat. What's up?
What's your question?
No, after you're done attacking, I'll ask.
Alright. So I got 2 success and a triumph for advantage. What did you say you had?
I rolled 1 threat.
1 threat. Okay. So I'm going to turn that triumph into an extra success.
Okay.
12 Pierce 2 Holy.
I need you to give me roll 3d6.
3d6s.
Yes, sir.
That's a 6. That's a 6.
Okay. Oh, you
No,
got 1 more. Sorry, thank you.
Yeah, I'm looking for my other 6. Where the fuck is it? There's 1. 4, 4, 6.
Oh, 4, 4, and 6. Thank you. Okay,
He was finding d6s, not rolling 6s.
thank you. You hit him with your blade as a glancing blow in his face, and you wreck his jaw. He seems to be unable to make any intelligible words now at this point, as you hack him bit by bit down to size.
Alright, I've got 3 advantage again. So I'm going to...
You could probably crit with that.
What does it take to crit? Is it the number on my weapon?
Yes.
I've got a... Yeah, it says crit 3, so yep. I can spend that to crit it again, and then it's got vicious 1 on it.
Oh, nice.
So it'll be 10 higher. Do you want to roll it, or do you want me to roll it?
Just rolled it with advantage because of the banner. And how would you like to do this?
Oh, fuck.
you know, it would have been polite to let one of the other guys get this, but.
I
I
was just
needed
gonna
I needed
ask,
to finish this, okay?
you've never had a problem with Einval up until this very point. Never
Yeah.
had a disagreement or a fight, and
Nash,
you're the one to turn him into Pink Mist.
Nash comes in and he's like, I'm the closer.
Yeah. You guys are faffing about a bit too much.
So I guess what I would say is when his jaw got ripped off, that was basically the last straw for him. He was barely alive anymore. And I basically just like landed a couple more blows on his dead corpse. Like because I'm still in my frenzy, so I'm just like.
Yeah, bits and pieces of him start flying off, and he falls to his knees. With the sunlight coming through, shrinking his form, the stitches dissolving quickly from bits and pieces of him as they slough off of his body. And he doesn't even get a moment to say any last words as he chokes and spits little globules out from his trachea. And as you come to the end of your blitz, it's not until after he's already departed from his body. And with that, ironically, the ghouls turn. They all flee from the building.
No.
I would too.
No.
Oh, Wretchcast turn undead.
Yeah.
It's a question.
Yeah.
With Wretch's Holy Banner giving me holy damage, and my sword's God Killer ability, does that mean I would instant kill any ghoul?
Pretty much.
So close.
Yet so far.
Yeah, he had an undead fortitude ability that lets him you have to crit him to death, essentially. And when he's over wounds, just like with anyone else, if they take damage when they're over wounds, he just takes a crit. I'm
just curious, Josh,
Mhm.
for stats wise, what was his last crit?
His last crit was an 89 on the advantaged roll plus. It was plus 70.
Oh.
Ah.
So he's super dead.
And then next question is because I was also trying to whittle down his strain. How close was he to straining out?
Oh, he had like 9 strain left because he healed one.
Nice.
And with that, there's a bit of a lull, an eerie silence to the space before you. A bit of rain makes it through the holes in the building and washes away any ichor or stomach acid that you might have on you.
Mhm.
How do I pause this music?
I'm gonna let my
Why pause it? It's
summon
kind of
go.
victorious.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let my summon go before it burns from bile to death, and but I'm gonna bring my snaky back to me.
Snake swoops up to you and flunk back into a staff.
All right.
About you, Wretch and Emery, you see obviously a ruined cellar covered in the decaying, long lost bodies of the villagers. Nash and Ilya, you stand in a room very similar to the one that was back at the Reeve estate. It looks like Einval has transported all of the paraphernalia from the kind of occult site over to here to continue to dabble in whatever was going on back there, including there sits the strange reliquary with the goat heads and the horns spinning off to form 2 handles on each side to be carried, doors on the front, and a small dais with a book on it. Actually, there's no book on the dais anymore.
I turn to Ilya. I'm just like, smash?
I wanna.
Wait a
But
second.
last time, well, last time that happened, you exploded the pressure cooker everywhere.
Yeah, that was a pressure cooker.
Can we get a smart person in here, maybe?
Damn, dude.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not Ilya. It's not Nash.
He just killed his lifelong rival and got rid of a months-long buildup of rivalry here, and you're just gonna do him like that?
You know what, guys?
Who?
I think I'm gonna
Nash?
walk the
Yeah.
long way around. I'll see you in a second. Because I don't want to walk through all that, so I would
Just
like
remember,
to
if
join
you
them.
go outside, if you go outside, if you do anything, it could be a crime.
You turn and you push on the doors and there's no part.
Oh. And then I look behind me again. And I look at the door. And I look behind me at all the bile and the body parts. The door.
Can you get upstairs?
I mean, it's a wooden door with a wooden bar, so
Yeah.
you could probably do something about that.
That's what I'm getting to.
Oh.
I'm getting there. Give me a second to monologue. Jeez.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, and then I'm gonna be like, yeah, no, I'm gonna still go the long way. Yeah, and yeah, I'm gonna put my hands on the wood and kind of try to coerce it open.
Yeah. Give me a witchcraft check.
Oh, that's a pretty shitty roll. 1 and 4.
I rolled 2 threat. So yeah, you do take 2 strain from the waterlogged door, but you do manage to sense the jam that has been placed on the other side, and you wiggle it loose, causing the bark to kind of slither across.
When you say I take 2 strain, do you just mean for casting a spell?
Yep.
Or in addition? Okay.
Okay, Emery, as you're leaving, I'm not interrupting what you're doing, but as you're leaving, Wretch looks up at you from a pit of villager body parts soiling his robes, and I'm just watching you open the door. I'm like, you could have done that the whole time. You saw me go and check if it was locked, bro.
I mean, yeah, but I thought, if we leave, then now the job's done. I'll be down there in a second.
Man, he's struggling with that locked door. I could tell him that I could open it, but I don't know.
Look, man, if we left, the job couldn't get done. That's so
No,
funny.
just the person that left couldn't help us finish the job.
Uh-huh. Yep.
The song that just started playing is called "Farewell, Old Friend."
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, Anval's not a friend. Fuck that guy.
No. Emery left us.
I enjoyed him.
Actually, yeah, that's foreboding.
All right.
As I walk out of the room.
Yeah.
He just told me that he was going to kill my character because I called him a Swiftie, so...
Oh no.
Oh,
That's a messed up thing to do.
Yeah. I
yeah,
feel
calling
ju-
your
I feel-
husband a Swifty.
I feel justified.
Yeah.
Sing one song and I'm sure he did.
I listened to the radio one time because I can't bear putting on my Spotify for a 4-minute drive, and something just furrows behind my eye.
So, back to the house we're in. While those guys decide whether to smash or not, I would be interested in just looking to see if there's anything that would catch Nash's attention. So, like weapons, armor, jewels, gold.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we're gonna get into like a looting phase. Just tell me what you guys are interested in looking for, and I'm gonna give every one of you like one roll to determine kind of how that all plays out. And just kind of in the next hour, roughly speaking, what are you guys looking for? And in what manner are you searching?
Do you just want to go through us one by one?
Yeah. Well, you guys each tell me what you want to do, and then I'll have you roll.
All right. So I would look immediately down here, but I don't think I would expect to find anything down here. So I'll try and find his bedroom or his study to search.
Okay.
And like I said, look for weapons, armor, or valuables.
Okay.
I'm not looking intently. I'm just doing like a quick like somebody's about to catch me kind of search.
Sure. How about you, Emery?
I do specifically want to look at what they were considering smashing, so the reliquary stuff and other, like, occult things.
Mhm.
I'm mostly concerned with things that, how do I put this, like, that could cause harm if we leave them here without dealing with them, right? Like, and less focused on specifically necessarily like finding loot for myself. I'm more worried about that sort of thing, I guess.
Yep. Okay, so Nash, you'll be rolling Streetwise. Emery, you'll be rolling Knowledge Dark.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Wretch? What do you want to do in the next hour or so here in the manor?
I'm gonna look for. I'm gonna look for probably like fancy robes.
Fancy robes.
Wear over your turtle shell.
I like having options.
Plus, a lot of your clothes are kind of muddy now.
True.
You can go to hell.
You're gonna go and look through wardrobes and stuff like that, looking for clothes, etc.
Wow.
And how about you, Ilya?
I'm gonna look for anything occult, like an occult book, maybe some gold.
Okay. In the house specifically, I'm assuming all of you guys are sticking to the manor at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So, both of you are gonna roll Streetwise as well, and you can each give me your rolls.
I got 3 success.
Okay.
I got literally
Just a
nothing.
second.
Literally nothing. All right.
I don't find anything in my size.
He's too yeah.
That makes sense.
Eyeball is a lot bigger than you. You find yourself not wanting to wear his clothes
Yeah.
anyway.
There's plenty of robes, but they're just absolutely destroyed by like the corpses and stuff like that. Like you follow the precepts of majesty, and you're like, I'm not pulling anything off no bodies. Like ew.
Yeah,
Ew. But
I
he
got
will
the-
roll around in the mud.
Hey, some people put mud on their face to look beautiful.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Some, not all.
Emery.
2 and 1.
Okay. Yeah.
Just a moment. I can't zoom in on these sheets, and I've got old eyes.
Understood.
Streetwise. Okay. Nothing. Wow.
What?
Yeah, I was just so filled with rage and disgust, and I kind of got murder blueballed that I don't even really look at anything.
He's
As
just like
Just like
stabbing his blade over and over into eyeball. It was fucking my kill.
Emery calms you down a little bit as she enters into the occult space with you and dares approach the reliquary. Inside, as you approach, you feel the hair come up on the back of your neck, the nape of your neck, and you gingerly open it up. Looking inside, there is a kind of a hodgepodge of things, but amongst the hodgepodge is a set of books that have been bound together. One of them on the spine reads "The Greater Wills and Where to Find Them," and I'm going to put all this into the chat.
Oh, that would be excellent. Thank you.
One of them is called Proprieties of Supplication.
Oh.
And the last one is a book with a strange symbol on it. It almost looks like a Trinity knot, except one side is faded. One side is missing, leaving just the top portion being crisp on the book itself.
Hmm.
I'm gonna turn to Emery. I don't know what these books contain, but I know that I want to destroy every last trace of what Einvald did here. And I want to know if it's safe for us to bust this stuff up and to burn those books.
Go ahead and give me a knowledge dark check.
1 and 2.
Along next to the books, there are some wrapped scrolls. Another book, some pieces of parchment. There is also a baby doll. There is a
Don't like that.
unusually heavy, what looks to be like maybe a bird egg. It's almost like a brownish onyx color. And there's a black, smooth stone rod. Lastly, there is a paintbrush wand.
Interesting.
Beautifully made. There's also some candles and incense, small dishes, and a lance.
Okay.
Looking at these things, actually give me a witchcraft check as well.
Sure. Two triumph. 4 success, counting the triumphs, like the success in the triumph, and 1 advantage.
Holy crap. Okay, so one thing that immediately perks out to you is in those scrolls, there's a couple of them that are like stitched together, almost like a book that had its spine ripped off, sort of thing. And you immediately identify that as a magical spell. It's a scroll, essentially. It's a spell tome of fire. It could teach you magics out there. As far as the book series, you could probably destroy all of these things pretty easily, but there's probably a lot of value to the book series. It's certainly contains dark knowledge. And as far as the rest of these weird like objects in the space, they look like they might be some sort of like fetishes, some sort of channeling focuses, right? Each to individual to different gods.
You're saying that like doll, the egg, and
The doll, the egg, the stone rod, and the paintbrush.
okay.
So while none of them, by destroying them, are you going to like cause this place to explode, it might be, you might like maybe be doing something sacrilegious to some god somewhere.
Sure.
It's like, do you step on a crack? It's not gonna do anything, but is it gonna do something?
Right. I'm not sure it would be wisest or most prudent to destroy these things, or, to be honest, leave them here. I just, I feel like I would need more time to assess these before I feel comfortable destroying any of this. Or maybe
Question.
yeah.
So, would Wretch be able to ward these objects in a way?
Did you say ward?
Yeah. So, like, I don't know, like draw your holy icon or create something like that over a box that these objects are in so that it cuts their evil off from the rest of the world. I may have a critical misunderstanding of how magic works in Genesis, but something along those lines, because Ilya feels like a deep-seated blood hatred towards everything in here.
You have a spell that is Dispel Curse, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ilya, I'm gonna say you can go up and talk to Wretch, but right now we're gonna actually cut over to him. Him and Nash are perusing upstairs, and it's very precarious. That staircase that goes to the third floor, which I guess is the second floor since you're in the basement, is left at an awkward angle as it sits out and above the basement, 20 feet, almost 30 feet below. Moving upstairs, you do find that there are several bedrooms. One of them that is completely destroyed in the destruction of the house, but the other ones are fine, including a study. There's also the study off of the main floor. As you guys are perusing, Nash, with your 2 uncanceled success, looking about, because you're doing such a quick kind of shakedown, so to speak, the biggest thing that catches your eye is in the study room. It looks like there is a set of armor, a full body set of plate armor on display. That is actually let's see. How did that disappear from? What? Sorry.
Man, struggling out here.
I am riding that struggle bus. I think I accidentally deleted it out of my notes. Anyways, there is a set of plate armor that is inlaid with gold.
Jeez.
So, is this dress armor or war ready armor?
Oh no, this is meant for wearing. Yeah.
So just wearing, not for war.
No, this is meant for war.
So-
So this is very,
Okay.
very, very nice, very usable armor. The give me a knowledge people or a script check.
What is script?
It's a type of magic.
It's a magic
Oh,
check.
I see it. Okay. Or knowledge people.
Or knowledge people, yeah.
Any chance it would be local?
Nope.
Holy fuck! 4 success.
The reason why armor is inlaid with precious metals is it makes it much more enchantable. So this armor would be able to hold a very nice enchantment, something that a steel set of plate armor wouldn't be able to.
And from a cursory glance, I can't tell if it's currently enchanted.
No,
No, it's not, or no, I can't.
you can't tell.
So I am currently only wearing chainmail. In this game, does plate armor get worn over chainmail?
No. You'd swap it out.
How heavy is it?
It's pretty heavy. I think it's 2 encumbrance.
When you are wearing armor instead, is it still 2 encumbrance? I feel like there was something weird about that.
Yeah, the encumbrance stuff is really weird in the game, so I've just been kind of doing my own thing with it. This armor would be 2 encumbrance for wearing it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's a skill you can get that allows worn armor to weigh less, but other than that, it is full encumbrance even when worn.
Okay.
For now, is that all I find?
With your role, finding that is, I mean, you guys can spend some more time rummaging around, but for now, that's what you find.
All right.
And Wretch, in that time, you can, I know that you didn't find very much looking for your robes, but there's still a lot of valuables laying around if you wanted to pick up anything, just for like monetary purposes.
You
So
guys
for
think
now,
we
I'll
wanna look for more stuff, or you're just saying like you should grab what you can grab?
I'm saying that you can continue to, even though that you didn't successfully find what you were looking for, you can continue to like loot and look around and whatnot for other stuff.
I want to find a horn,
A horn, like
like a horn you blow into horn, not like a Mukai horn.
oh sure, yeah. Give me a skullduggery check.
1 and 2.
Yeah, you can find a horn.
Yay!
Eventually, Ilya catches up with you. If you wanted to ask him about, you had some questions about what he could and couldn't do.
Hi, Rich. So, find Einval's spooky stuff in the basement that he took from the Reeves estate. And I'm not sure that destroying it's a good idea as much as I want to on a deep existential level, but I also don't think we should leave it there. So I was wondering if, as a paladin of Dahlia, you could find some way to cover it up. Like, let's put it in a box and put some kind of holy ward on it so the evil doesn't get out. People don't know what's in there or something.
The problem with boxes is that someone eventually opens them. Whether it's a person or time or erosion. I think the best we could do would be try and dispel the curses and then burn the objects. And if you're particularly worried about getting cursed, I would let me burn the objects because Dahlia and I can handle other gods' wrath.
I mean, I feel like I should burn it because I had the suggestion and I
You
really
can just
need the
burn the whole
W.
house.
I want to. I would love to do that.
At that, I'll shrug and just be like, sure. I mean, we can try and uncurse it first, but I would not recommend just burying it. I mean, soil
While you guys
only
are
lasts
having
so long.
while you guys are having this conversation in front of Nash, he's like holding the plate armor in front of him to see if it'll fit or not.
So it can fit any one of you, but it will not fit every one of you. It is effectively a set of plate mail that you can find in the gear sheet, except it is
Enchantable.
yeah, it is. You just put gold inlay is what you write in there, and it basically allows for much better upgrades.
So, would there be like a capacity on it? Like one gold inlay means one enchant.
Yeah, 1 second. I got that pulled up here. Genesis resources. Magic gear. Yeah, so gold can hold one strong chargeable enchantment or a decently long-lasting enchantment. It is roughly 50 times the price of the standard piece of armor. Steel can hold a dull chargeable enchantment. Silver inlay can hold one long-lasting dull enchantment or a chargeable enchantment.
So should I be basing this off of the Genesis gear or the Genesis additional gear?
So go off of the link in the Discord that says Genesis gear and grab up the plate section in armor. It should say 1 defense plus 2 soak. It just won't have the armor clanky in there. And the price is going to be 50,000 instead of 1,000. And you're going to put in special gold inlay.
I really hate the way Discord does this because I don't know where the message is.
Here, so just the things that you need to know on there is a defensive 1 and a Ahsoka 2. It's worth $50,000.
Defensive 1, soak of 2. I guess what I was looking at is you told me an encumbrance of 2. This says encumbrance 4.
Yeah, this goes back to what I was talking about earlier. Is that like what Sarah was saying is that all of the armor's encumbrances go down to 1 when you're wearing them because it's stupid the way the rules are written. This is just the encumbrance is 2. Don't worry about that.
Okay. Well, this Ilya, do you want this plate mail? It's not as good as my chain mail.
Can you hear me? Okay. So
It gives
that
you
would be better.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It gives you a soak of 2 and a defensive 1, and is very enchantable. It's just if it is enchanted, you don't know how it works yet.
Okay. Just look at my current armor.
Because I didn't think you had any armor.
Oh, I
Except
do.
for
I
your
have
gauntlet.
No, I have Oh my god. Why doesn't that have a feature? So Brigandine armor, +1 soak, and defense and HP, 1 encumbrance.
That's a hard point or a hit point for the armor. That doesn't affect your character.
Ah, okay. So
So I just put in below on the armor sheet what it is.
it's you said it was a soak of 2 and a defensive 1?
Yeah, so
Correct.
you'd gain another soak, and you'd be able to enchant it. But it's gonna be kind of no. But you said the clanky doesn't matter on this one, Josh.
It's not going to be clanky. I just put on the sheet. I just put
Oh,
a couple
right there,
lines
okay.
down the actual item. Again, my notes didn't seem to have deleted it when I copy pasted or something.
The reason I don't want it instead of my chainmail, just for your reference, Ilya, is because my chainmail gives me scary.
Oh, that's pretty
Otherwise,
cool.
it's the same stats, and it's not as heavy.
Yeah, I guess I should take the plate mail then, huh?
You're gonna be so enchanted between your enchanted
Yeah.
your enchanted gauntlet, your enchanted sword, and your eventually enchanted arm.
Yeah,
And
you're
if
like
you decide you don't like it, it's worth 50 gold.
Yeah.
You're like an arcane warrior,
Is that
but
50
it's
gold
just
or
because of
500
your
gold?
equipment.
Mm-hmm. No, it's 500 gold.
How is that
Oh.
worth so much more than my fucking chainmail?
Because of the enchantment.
Because it's enchantable. It will.
Just because they enchantable.
It's inlaid with gold.
Yeah, but
You know what? This is the.
Why is
This
why is
completely makes
filigree
sense.
isn't that much gold.
It's like that whole like
I mean-
his gun is almost as dangerous as your gun, but his is unloaded and yours is loaded.
I mean, technically, you could still hit someone with a gun.
Anyways,
It's loaded as long as I got these hands. Yeah, so I can't really edit it very well on my phone, but the answer is yes. I would like the enchantable plate mail.
All right, you have it.
Tight.
You just owe me 200 gold, though.
Ah, fuck.
What do you guys do next?
Do you want to maybe drop those into the chat as well, like the stats for
I
the...
just did.
Oh, you did. Weird.
So yeah, let's
I didn't see it.
have Wretch uncurse any of those objects in
I
the basement
dropped it
and
in
burn this
Genesis
place down.
Resources, that's why.
All right. Let's gather up all the cursed objects, boys and girls.
Okay.
Well, if you...
Give me a channeling check if you don't mind.
Are you guys gathering up just, like, the fetishes? Is that what you're talking about?
Anything evil.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready to deal with consequences.
Right, okay. And Emery's clutching the books to her chest, and she's like, we don't know if these are evil or not. I would like to look at them first, because I don't think we're done with the ghouls. And if we don't know what they know, which is probably at least some of what's in these books, we won't be prepared to fight them next time if we have to fight them again. Can I at least peruse these first?
Yeah, but just know that it's on a temporary basis. So the possibility of those falling into the wrong hands is non-zero. So to me, that means they should be destroyed as soon as possible.
So I'm gonna have Wretch give me a channeling check.
Yes, sir. 5 and 6.
Holy crap.
It's willpower, and I have 2 ranks in it, so I get 5 dice, and 2 of them are yellow.
Yeah. So first thing that comes off is the things that are made in this space have been carefully and well crafted. Have been carefully and well made. It sounded weird. And your goddess appreciates that to a degree. Looking at the reliquary itself with the platinum inlaid front, and the weeping, the eyes weeping stars into that mound of corpses. The looking at the different fetishes, none of it really strikes you as like evil. There's an ode to Black Phillip, who is a god of effectively death. But it's not like corrupt or warped in any way. Except those books that Emery is holding. Something about them kind of tips you off that maybe that they have a lot of darkness inside them. Some things that are not necessarily natural to this world. But also, maybe a lot of information about the nooks and crannies, what hides there.
And Emery's just like suddenly looking very suspicious.
But you know, looking at those different focuses, each one has a purpose, but even though you're not necessarily the most godly of people in the sense that well versed about the whole pantheon or anything like that, you get a feeling from your goddess that some of these are brothers and sisters of Dahlia, right? And so from that you can probably gather that they're not like profane in nature. You might be able to consecrate them and kind of wash away cooties from the misuse of them and allow them to be what they are naturally. But none of them are like, this is an Iblig artifact. There's nothing like that here. At least not in this space.
Alright, I stop channeling and I look at Emery. I'm talking to Ilya, but I'm looking at Emery. Most of these artifacts actually seem fine. The only ones of any concern are the books she's holding. And some of those might be fine, but a lot of them are either corrupted or rubbing shoulders with some dark forces.
All right, just let me take a few minutes to look through them. All right, I understand what you're saying. If we don't know what we're up against, I just want to take like, you know, enough time to kind of like skim through them to get the gist.
Can I take the
Sure. Yeah.
Can I take the platinum off the reliquary?
Yeah, you can attempt to like loot it and break it out.
Strip it of its.
Give me a skullduggery check, and meanwhile, give me a knowledge dark check.
Gonna assume that's me. I got 1 success and 4 advantage on a knowledge dark.
Okay. And what did you?
1 and 1.
1 and 1. Okay. You get frustrated with it and you start like hacking at it. You break off the doors, and you have 2 doors with with platinum inlay on them.
I'll just take the doors then.
Yeah, basically you have 1 encumbrance of doors that are effectively 10 platinum each.
Damn.
So, quantity 2, 1 encumbrance doors? Or 1 encumbrance to carry both doors?
1 encumbrance for the doors. total.
Okay.
Yep.
And
But
10
the thing
platinum.
is remember with those, like, keep them separate from your money, because you can't just be like, hey, I would like to spend a night for the inn. Would you like 1,000th of this door?
Yep. All right, so 1 encumbrance for 2 doors, and they're 10 platinum each. Is that what you said?
Yep.
Okay.
So these books, you quickly get the idea that you could probably utilize them to figure out problems and how do I put it? You just got like access to like a way to Google things about super scary dark stuff, essentially. You'll have to work with it for a while longer in order to be able to figure out how they actually work, but the gist of it is that you could probably, if you have questions that you need answering to, you could probably look at these and try to help. They'll help you find those answers that you're looking for. It'd be an awful shame to waste that, because the breadth of knowledge in these 3 different tomes spans a lot. So they'll help you with knowledge dark checks.
All right.
So I don't know if Wretch communicated this, but Josh, you said that it's possible to have Wretch consecrate these books.
He could probably consecrate the focuses. The books themselves, the problem is what's in there, right? It's the knowledge that's in there. So even if he were to be like pure, if you were to transcribe that to something else, that knowledge is what's dangerous, right? And so
Right.
that he can't get rid of that with consecration. You would have to destroy these and the knowledge that's in them, for better or worse.
So, seems to me like his knowledge is extremely dangerous, and I think that we should destroy this manor and strongly consider that once we get specific knowledge from those books, to destroy them as well, throw them in the fire.
Sure. Just if you wouldn't mind, and if you're not comfortable with it, I understand. But if you would let me read them first, I'll tell you what I learn. Then we can burn them so no one else can read them. I just need a bit of time to digest this.
You guys want to buy a house?
Great neighborhood.
Great discount right
Well,
now.
I just meant in general. We could buy it in Lemoore.
Oh, with your
Eh.
platinum doors. Because this one I don't want. And I point at the basement.
I don't think I even want the land.
No. This is like a super fun site at this point. Like,
Ironically, the Reeve estate was for sale.
also a super fun site. The entire
Yeah.
I don't want to screw up the storyline of our other campaign too much. We end up going back there, and Nash is just sitting in the living room drinking tea.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
So, also, I want to find the Reeve estate again and burn it to ashes.
Hey,
So, this is a parallel universe. It's fine.
it is not.
Certainly not. You know what?
Well,
That group
the
is
Hunt
in a
down.
parallel universe at the moment.
Where would
Well,
you
I'm just saying, that I want to at least destroy the part of the Reeve estate. And I'm saying this as a character, that we should go back to the Reeve estate, and if there's anything left of the occult stuff that
Feinval was doing that we should destroy that too?
I'll save you the time and let you know that it looks like he gathered that stuff and brought it here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Well, yeah, I know you said that, but
Yeah.
like, because the floor itself had a symbol carved into it.
So one thing that you notice in the room around you, if you're looking for sacrilegious stuff and whatnot and things to burn just to get rid of it, is that there are a bunch of valuable ingredients that are all, they kind of give you the heebie-jeebies. Old skulls, dehydrated organs, herbs, and charms are the mementos of the villagers.
Yeah, we got to burn that stuff. That's horrifying.
You don't want those ingredients?
No.
Not really.
Look at all
You
this
don't
aluminum.
not even the
You can make
herbs?
meth with it. No. Here's some belladonna.
Nightshade.
Yeah, belladonna and nightshade. And what's the one that
Some
starts with an
nirnroot.
H? Yeah.
There you go.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, you guys. So I'm assuming that you guys take the candles, incense, small dishes, the lance, the skulls, dehydrated organs, herbs, and charms and mementos of the villagers, and you guys gather those up and burn them. Meanwhile,
I want to burn the entire manor down.
that's fine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you guys, you set to work with that. Who wants to help him while Emery reads?
Nash is probably going to be standing guard if we're going outside, just to make sure nobody tries to interfere with us.
Okay. As you go outside, you can see that people are looking out at you guys from like windows and stuff. Kind of very, very attentive to what has been happening and kind of afraid, probably. If you want to give me an interpretation check or a vigilance check, go ahead and do so.
I just want to give it a little wave. Like one of those.
Do you where do you go find what kind of space do you go to find to read your books?
A nice comfy tree.
Okay. Yeah, it's still raining outside, so you find a good spot. These are vellum bound, so you don't necessarily have to worry about the water.
Yeah, I'm so gross.
As you start looking at them, I need you to give me a cool or discipline check.
You know what? I am better at discipline than I used to be. I'm learning. Rich has taught me a thing or two.
I'm trying.
I got a triumph, 2 success, and an advantage.
Oh wow. Okay. You steel yourself and are able to look through the books for a bit longer. And Ilya and Nash, give me a skullduggery check as you set. Actually, you know what, Ilya, you got your sword set to fire. You guys can just take time and set this place ablaze. Well, sorry, Nash is watching outside while Ilya and Wretch does that. Wretch, what are you doing?
You were gonna have someone do a vigilance check, and I was gonna do that, and then you got distracted by books.
If you want to go outside and take a look with Nash, you can go ahead and do so.
All right.
Yeah, we'll leave the parkour guy inside because he can get out of there easier when it's burning.
I figured I would just like run around the manor and stab it and turn the fire on.
Yeah. You do so, and Emery, you see the place starts to burn righteously as you start to almost get nervous while reading these books. But you've been through a lot, and your nerves still, and you see a lot of things in here. These books are really well put together. Some of this you are familiar with from the Gnarlwood. And you're able to cross-reference. It's the information in here is very accurate.
Okay.
and it says a lot about profane, as well as the devils, artists, etc. And functionally, I just put how the books work into the chat. But the books are considered. You can't just pick one. It's a whole thing. But the Vellum-bound Whispers is what the item effectively is called.
Okay.
And essentially, you can. It'll give you an upgrade to a Knowledge Dart check for every 10 minutes you spend looking at the books. So, you basically you're like, I want to like try to figure out what I know about this. Well, hold on, I'm going to reference the books, and I want to spend some time during, preferably like a long rest or a short rest, and you're going to just read through the books to see if you can figure out something about them. But as you read through the books, at the end, you have to do a discipline check equal to however long that you spent reading the books. So for every 10 minutes reading the books, it increases the difficulty of the check, of the discipline check. But you get to upgrade your Knowledge Dart check. If you fail the discipline check, you become staggered. So you're like, ugh! Right? So if you're trying to read them quickly, you know, it might not be too much of a big deal. But if you have been reading the books for like 40 minutes, you can get up to staggered for a day as you lose your mind and have a breakdown.
Okay. And I'm a little confused by what you mean by like upgrade. Like, are you saying like permanently, or are you saying for a check?
For a check. Yeah, so it's like you're looking for knowledge, like you're trying to answer a question, so you reference the books to find the answer to that question. So you get to upgrade your check for that one check for that question.
Okay. In that case, go to somebody else for a second. I'm just gonna think.
Yeah, and I posted that into the chat. How this works. The house sets afire, and are you guys attempting to be menacing and keep people away, or approachable? I'm just trying to figure out how the community would react to you.
I was thinking about that when I got outside. I would be announcing, "It is time for you to find a new lord. This building is no longer habitable. We are going to be demolishing it."
So the people left here are ghouls, right?
No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
The people who are here were ones who, above all else, did not want to leave Bilchester. They were like, we would rather die than leave Bilchester.
But they also didn't get in our way, so they didn't necessarily want us to be the reason they died.
Mm-hmm. And they weren't so
Yeah, I'm
fervent.
just
They
gonna
wanted
be-
to follow, like, the rest of the ghouls up north to sacrifice themselves. So
Yeah, I'm gonna be straight with this.
Well,
Saying
you're
this to
busy
the
burning the
townspeople.
house down, so this is Gretchen.
Oh, never mind.
Gretchen Nash's turn.
And I'm not trying to be scary. I'm just like announcing like a town crier, so to speak. Like,
Okay.
the Lord is dead. We must destroy the evil remains.
How about you, Rich?
I'm gonna talk to Nash while looking out at the town. Just be like, how many of them do you think are ghouls?
At least some. Up to 100%.
Hmm.
Can you give me a negotiation or a leadership check, Nash?
Ooh, I just put points into leadership.
this is literally the worst time that I can't look at my notes.
2 and 2.
There is a ash-colored gnoll walking up in your direction. and he's not looking up. He seems to have a small saucer-like dish, a shallow bowl in his hands. He's looking at it as he's walking forward in the rain towards you.
So while I'm standing outside, I am not imposing. My weapon is sheathed. My arms are just crossed on my chest, and I'm just standing there.
Kind of looks up, and he's got a kind of a disjointed jaw, and he's got a kind of a weird gait to him as well. But kind of looks over at you and, why don't you carry these back to Run? They seem to have done their job. Kind of looks over at. He proffers the dish to you, Nash.
No, who did he say to take them back to?
Run.
Run.
Run is the god of judgment. He looks over at Wretch and kind of gives a nod. This world ain't fair, but folks like you that makes me think that sometimes the coin line lands on the right side. Do you take?
So you said that he looks like a gnoll.
He's a gnoll. Yeah.
He is a gnoll.
Yeah.
So I'm just going, before I take it, I'm just going to ask if he's one of the freshly turned gnolls.
I'm Borg is the name. I was around the Papyrus Press. Well, it's my own, so folks couldn't really say a thing here or there about it, and it's far enough out of town that no one bothered me none, at least after the fact. The bastards. What they'd done to us in our town. Still getting used to all this fur. And the eyes seeing different things, and all my cravings are different, lopsided, but
I know what you mean. I don't think I'm even a week old yet.
You're beyond your years, though, aren't you? Anyway, it's not really from me. It's from all the people who begged and pleaded that maybe the blindfolded god would come through and change our plot.
So I'll reach my hand out for him to set it in there, and thank you, and then I'll finally look and see what's in the saucer.
In this saucer are 9 coins. They appear to be gold, and they are blackened, charred on one side. The burnt side has an image of a blindfolded person, while the gold side is gleaming with what appears to be an image of a man with a big, crazy mane that turns into sun rays, and a beard of sun rays as well, with 3 eyes. So the standard, like, middle of the forehead eye as well. The coins are the crisp burnt stuff on them is noticeable to your snout as blood. So these coins have been bled on and then burnt. So you have 9 bloody coins of night and day.
So 9 gold coins, and I'm perceiving them as night and day, or they are night and day.
Give me a knowledge people check.
Wretch, do you want to help me examine these coins?
Yeah, I can.
You know things. You know people.
I do have good knowledge people.
I think everybody's got better knowledge people than me. Unless we're in the forest. Yeah, I got 2 advantage.
4 success, 2 advantage.
Wretch knows what these are. So these basically is it's a plea for help, each coin. The 9 bloody coins of night and day. If you are down on your luck and shit is really bad, you can pray to the god of night, Raji, and flip the coin. If it lands with the blackened side up, it means that you're in favor. If you're doing really well and things are going well, and you pray to the god Ada, the god of light or sun, of the suns, and you flip the coin and it lands on his side, then you're found in favor. However, the reverse is true as well. So if you are in a shit situation and you flip the coin and you don't get the black side, then that's sad. So long story short, I posted the way that the coins work in the chat, but the way it works is if your health is half or less, so if you're less than half of your health, you can spend a coin to regain a story point. If you're otherwise, you lose a story point. So
Are we the Calamity Company, by the way?
Oh crap! I've been posting in the Calamity Company. No, these are supposed to be in the
You've been,
Call
like,
of the Hunger. I've been
all
doing
over the random chats tonight, like throwing
I
stuff
have.
in the random buckets. They should just have one chat for you. Keep it simple.
Yeah. I think what it was is that there's no
Channel.
text channel for Call of the Hunger. That's
Oh, funny.
open chat. That's where I should have probably put these things. My bad. Having you guys root around everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep your channels clean. No,
I am an incompetent.
Okay.
There we go.
okay.
Would these just be like worth 1 gold each, or do they have a value to them?
They don't have a value right now. You'll have to like take them in and get them appraised, but they're magical coins.
All right, so I guess the next thing I would do after Wretch explains this to me, I'll be like, what did he mean take them back to Ulrun?
Could either mean find a temple or an altar to him and donate them there, or could mean use them while pursuing judgment and justice like we did here, and then leave them on the battlefield you used them on.
Yeah. So basically, you can intuit that they gave up these coins, and their request was that someone come and save them. And now that that's fulfilled, they're passing the coins on to be used. So on and so forth.
Did I get it right?
Yeah.
Damn. You hate to see it.
Love to see it.
I just didn't want them to give us something and then me be like, ooh, mine. If they wanted us to do something with them.
No, they're for you to use.
Well, yeah, they're for you to do what you want as a player sense. In a meta sense, I'm going to look at Nash and just say, like, kind of messed up to hawk someone's religious goods they gave you freely.
So just everybody make a note that you're each going to have 2 of those. And then I will hang on to the extra 1. So I will have 3. Each of you will have 2.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah, essentially you can get a free story point back if you have no story points. But if you use it at some other time, there's a chance that you could like gain or lose a story point. So
Sure. All right, I thought of some questions that I want to answer in my book, if that's all right.
yeah.
First things first, I'm going to start with the obvious and probably the easiest to find, because, you know, I want to search about, like, Ibelig and his followers and see what I can find in the book.
I needed something more than what do I know about Ibelig? I guess. Because I've told you a lot already about
Okay.
Ibelig. So, like, do you want me to re-summarize if you roll well, right? Like,
I'm sorry, I'm trying to, like, it's hard to know how the book will work. So,
it would work like an encyclopedia, essentially.
right, that's why I was thinking, I was like, oh, I'm gonna look up a term and, like, see what it says, right? You know?
Sure.
So now, not, like, have a question and be able to search for that question, you know? But
So one thing I will say is that a lot of your time has been spent trying to figure out how to use the books. So that's why I gave you the mechanics of the books. Is like that's like your first chunk of time, so to speak.
yeah,
So that way you'll be able to use them later if you want. But yeah, you can find an answer to one question in this time as well if you'd like to roll.
okay. What do I have to roll? Because
It's gonna be a knowledge dark check.
okay. And so I have to ask a question. Sorry, this is just hard because it's like open-ended, ask anything. So
Right. So I guess in my mind's eye, the way that you would use the book is more like you're trying to figure out something specific. Like if you were like, for instance, like, do vampires drink blood? Well, if I was going to make you roll knowledge dark to figure that out, you could actually look it up, like try to look it up in the book, right?
yeah.
And it's less of a magic 8-ball and more of like a Google machine in that sense.
Okay. It's hugely useful. I just am not prepared to ask specific things right now, so I don't want to like lose and burn the book if
Yeah, the
I don't
books
have the question ready.
the books
So-
could be theoretically valuable for any question about dark occult stuff at any time. So yeah, you burning them gets rid of all of that.
Right. Okay. Well, I guess I will explain how they work to the group and caution against destroying them because I don't know the perfect things to ask right now, and I don't want to lose the opportunity to be able to find all sorts of stuff about like the parasite that's in Cinder, that weird god that we're supposed to kill in like the like I forget what it was called. Oh, what that
Let's ask it for the meaning of life.
Yeah, in the Black Realm.
in the Black Realm, you know, like yeah. I'm like this could be useful when I have to maybe deal with like Ephemeria, the vampire who took all my people. Like
Yeah, as long as those books never leave your sight. And, you know,
As I look around our current situation, I'm going to take the books and just fold them into my robe and be like, this might be a conversation for another time.
all right. That's fair.
I don't know if we should have an argument about keeping the weird, evil books While we're burning down a mansion in front of people who've been...
Hey, you yourself said they weren't evil.
They contain evil. Or
Yeah,
evil
it's
knowledge. Also, yeah, I do want to have an in-game conversation with Emery, but not here. But I do have my
Yeah.
reasons.
Yep. No, that makes sense. Sure. Sorry, I got caught up in the moment.
So, do we dare stay at the inn for the day?
I would vote no.
yeah. I want to leave Bilchester, and
Should we head back towards Lemoore, or was there something else we had to go do first?
we could let Herododrolf know what happened.
Wait, why would we be going back to Lemoore?
The Black Spot? And possibly to talk to the Onyx?
Thought we were gonna
Why
deal
do
with
you want to
Cinder.
talk to the Onyx?
To get the cage?
I thought Heronderdolf was the cage.
Yeah, I think that
No,
if
he
we
could be
try-
the host.
I think that if we try to go to the Onyx and negotiate with them to take an immensely powerful magical item, they're going to clobber us to death, or I'm going to commit genocide.
So what you guys are able to have gathered is that before this campaign started, Emery was traveling with a Tekeknu, a bug person, and they were pursuing something when they basically ran into Emery, and their life got turned upside down. They went to the Onyx and were like, "Hey, I heard you got this like cage thing," and they killed him on sight, risking a war, a gang war,
Yeah.
just to stop that knowledge from getting out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but now Nash is involved.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll win.
Yeah, but like we're still involved, and the Onyx have an eternal blood feud with us.
My main concern as a player going back to Lemoore is to get to a bigger town with more opportunities for purchasing and trading.
Yeah, you guys could do a lot of prep before going back into the woodlands if you wanted there.
Sure.
I mean, right now we're like halfway between Lemoore and the Woodlands.
Yes, that's true.
Or we can go back to our horse friends and try and free them.
The Buckums?
I
Yes.
feel bad.
Or we can go to Lemoore, prep, go to the Buckums, fuck them up, and then go back into the forest. But I don't know why we'd be going back into the forest, because we have to go to Lemoore to figure out some more info on what's happening with Cinder.
Yeah. I think I'm just having some Skyrim syndrome, where it feels like, hey, the entire force is going to rat shit because a god is going crazy and you're running out of time, but anyway, you want to go dick around and shop? And I'm just like, isn't that guy going absolutely insane? Like, aren't people murdering each other every second we're not there doing something?
Right.
So I guess one thing I would say on that note is, like, I feel like the one lesson from Bilchester was that like an ounce of preparation is worth like a pound of scrambling. So even though it might take some time to do some prep, like, shit's super fucking dangerous these days. So I mean, it could even be a matter of just planning your route into the woodlands. But there's definitely merit to doing that. And as a DM, I'm not going to be like, well, you
Game
guys
over.
took an extra day, so everything's got done. Like, you guys do know that the hunger itself has been getting gradually worse, but it's like with every twillet, not every day, so to speak.
Yeah, I was
So-
looking at this as like the time frame of like a realistic war, so to speak, where the event can take years.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm not.
Because I don't see this conflict as there being a constant battlefront where hundreds are dying every day. There's skirmishes. In my mind, that's more likely like skirmishes where like tens a week are dying fighting.
Yeah, and that makes sense. I'm just not what I'm struggling with, and I know this has been a conversation over and over, so I apologize for this, Josh, because I'm just stuck in a similar way to Austin with like I'm not sure how to actually still solve the hunger problem, right? Like I understand we could use like Herododrel to try to like somehow.
Yeah, we could essentially sacrifice Herondodrolf and hope that the parasite would be attracted to him and use him as a host, and then we kill him if he can't control it. Because we don't want to kill Cinder if we can.
You're right. And
so it's either find a host or use the cage as far as we know at the moment.
Yeah, and I don't know like how to word a question to you to find out about like the parasite within this book, the books that we just got. Like I'd like to use them to like figure out what this parasite could be or things like that, but I don't, you know what I mean? Like I'm not sure how.
So a couple of things that you've already found out based off of your previous logs and all that sort of stuff. Roll me knowledge, people.
Because there's also that one like part god that we could try and interest her in helping us. The one that like wanted the baby. I forget what her name is.
Leanne Shay or something like that. Leanne Shay. I got 4 and 2.
Yeah. So looking back, there's a couple of different routes that you could go, right? Like getting Herondodrol to Cinder could potentially get it out of Cinder, therefore solving the problem of a god being in trouble. But then you still have the infectious parasite. Getting rid of it, you happen to know someone who is a fae, Leanne Shay, who said that she might be able to mess around with it. You also happen to know a bunch of different people who are heading major research companies in Lemoore. So you could potentially bring Herondodrol to them to see if there's something that they could do. And then third is this artifact that you've been told about within the Onyx, right? If you could potentially get your hands on that somehow.
Isn't that what Leanne and Shay said she needed in order to do her stuff?
That is potentially more stable than keeping it in a living host.
Oh.
Yeah, because if we put it in Herondodrolf, we don't know what it's going to do to him or what he will become.
But if you put it in something that's kind of designed to hold stuff, it's probably going to be more stable and give you some more options, right? So those are some of the options that you have at your immediate disposal to like take this to someone who knows what they could potentially do with it. I mean, sky's the limit on other ideas too. I mean, something that just crossed my mind. You could try to infect Herondodrol and then drop his ass through the eye of Azerland, for all I care, right? Like, seal him in the underworld. I don't know. There are other ways of gaining knowledge. You could attempt to go to one of the many, many different chapels and see if they know what they could potentially do with them. You could, like, for instance, Wretch could go to the Chapel of Dahlia and see if there's an option there. Yeah, so it's that's the investigation portion of this, is kind of figuring out what you want to do. But those are the couple of leads that you guys have gathered so far.
Thanks for re-summarizing that. It's been a little bit, so
no problem. I'm double
I do
checking
feel
on my
like
thing here to see if there's another option that I didn't just mention.
I do feel like we need to do something to progress the missions we already have instead of stumbling around and finding more.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think we have the big overarching mission, which is like the big story of solving the hunger within the forest. And right now, we have to find a direction, like stumbling, finding more things to do. But in doing that, we are serving the main purpose. I would prefer, and I think the wisest decision is to find a solution that keeps that parasite in the forest until we can kill it or take care of it. Because if we take Herondadrolf after being infected with the parasite, we take him to somewhere like Lamore, that's could turn into a vaster catastrophe.
Mhm. Now, I guess the question is whether or not we feel like we could trust Leon and Shay.
She
Didn't
kind
we
of creepy.
Didn't we spurn her a little bit?
Mm, not really.
I mean, I drew my sword, which pissed her off.
Yeah, I thought she wanted us to do something and we said no, and then she was like, "Heed my words, mortal. You a dumb bitch."
I don't think so.
I don't.
I think
No,
I think you're thinking of somebody else because I know what you're talking about, but I don't think that was Leanne and Shay.
Oh, that was
you're not on
the
bad
magic
terms
lady.
with
Um, the flame lady who could do magic.
Mm,
Yeah, the one who got all like Shadow Mage esque.
Yeah, the shadow mage lady where I told her we were done with her and would not be involved with her stuff anymore.
Yeah,
Or helping her do what she was trying to do because we needed to get out of Dodge or something.
Yeah, it was more
And
we had
we were-
other shit going on than that she was a bad person.
No, well, she wanted us to kill slaves, so
yeah.
Okay, I'm not saying she was a good person. I'm saying the main reason we disassociated with her was we had shit going on.
Another contact that you guys have. So you have the people at Bracken Bastion. You also have Diala, who Wallaby went to when he didn't know what was going on, and she was the one that kind of cursed you with your own brother's soul, Emery.
Oh yeah.
And that's back in Lim.
Yeah, she was She
I
wasn't
feel like we have
sketchy at
more
all.
possibilities for leads just being in Lamore.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I'm fine with that. I would like to have some time to read this book. Maybe we can do like fact-finding missions across the city, as well as
Yeah.
Newman.
We could
I
also
think
check
that-
in and see if there's any more volunteer work and stuff that we could do.
yeah.
Go talk
I
to
just think
Friendly
that-
while you're there.
I think that the two most dangerous options right now are get Herondadolf sick and bring him here to cure him, or try to find the cage in the Onyx's hands.
Or the third one was get Herondadrolf sick and take him to Leanne and Shay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
I
But we'd
feel-
also have to. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I feel like that's an option, but we should explore, you know? See if there's a better way.
Yeah, well, we also have to figure out how to get the parasite out of Cinder and into Herondadrol instead of just spreading it to him, as I understand it.
Which is, Diala actually is a good point, Josh, because, I mean, obviously she monkeyed with souls for me, so she clearly knows some shit. As spooky as she was. So,
Yeah, you can pursue all of that and a little more.
back to Detroit.
Mhm.
Okay.
So are we going to Lemoore?
Sure.
Yep.
That's the idea.
All right. It's about 4 days of travel on foot on the roads to get out that way. So you need to go 1 to Hadley and then diagonally from Hadley along the forest length. And then when it kind of does a perpendicular more, head up back towards the more from there.
We have to. Did you say we have to go to Hadley first?
That's the yeah. So the road ran from Hadley to Bilchester.
Oh, so there's
Like
not a
there's-
road from Bilchester to Lemoore, because Bilchester's closer to Lemoore.
Yeah, that's how the roads have been established. There's a road that goes
Okay.
up and down the White Flow, and then another one that skirts the forest. And
I
another
mean,
one
is
that
there
shoots
any benefit to us walking directly from Bilchester to Lemoore instead of going the roads?
Tell you what, give me a streetwise check as you guys find the quickest route to Lemoore.
I just mean, I don't know, would we be crossing mountains or something?
No, it's just. I mean, some of this is just flair and whatnot too. So
Do the
In
check.
Geography
Do
in
the
general
check.
yeah,
would be.
1 and 1.
1 and 1. Anyone else?
You're not the Pathfinder lady.
Oh yeah. You said a
2 and 2.
You're not the Pathfinder
Streetwise.
lady.
I'm not as good at streetwise. So
Yeah, I have ranks in Streetwise, Pathfinder or not.
yeah, you're our Pathfinder right now, so I don't have to load my sheets because they're
Sure. Yeah, Ilya is able to figure out a quicker route. And I'll say that you guys can get there in 2 days. So in that time, you guys can recover all your strain. You guys can take a short rest, and whatever medicine, whoever wants to try to do medicine checks or have your rat do a healing check, you can take care of all of that. Consume your rations, all that good stuff.
I will regain most of my wounds just from eating.
Same. Not
Can-
that damaged.
Can I scavenge for food along the way?
Yeah, you can. I mean, go ahead and give me a skullduggery check.
Skullduggery,
Yeah, I mean you're gonna be
because I'm looting.
stealing crops and stuff.
Emery,
I-
you still have 4 rations on the cow, and Wretch still has 30.
You're rocking like 10,000 gold on the way to the metropolis, and you're like, I think I'm just gonna take this.
Yeah, fine.
No, it's great. No,
No.
I like it.
Yeah. Emery is a scavenger.
Mm-hmm.
It's in her nature. Okay. It is very difficult for me to look at my sheets right now. You said a skullduggery
Mhm.
check. These are like breaking on me. Okay, I figured it out. 2 flat.
You find 2 days rations as you keep going.
Great. That is 1 day rations because Cuervus needs to eat too.
Yep. Let's see here. And as you guys pull up to Lemoore, there is
No, we're not there yet. So I did want to talk to Emery outside the town.
gotcha.
Yes, sir.
All right. So on the first night, on the first night, Emery and I will take first watch. And by the campfire, I'm going to pull out your books.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to look at them for a bit. I'm going to look at you. And then I'm going to hand you one of the books.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Sure. Thank you.
How many gallons of blood does a vampire need in a year?
Is that what you want me to? You want me to look that up? I'm like, is this a trick question? Kind of a look.
I indicate go ahead.
Okay. Sure. And I start looking for that specific information.
Sure. How long would you like to look at the books? So how many times would you like to upgrade your check? Because that's you can spend 10 minutes every single to upgrade your check. But
10 minutes.
okay, so go ahead and roll knowledge dart and upgrade it once.
2 and 1.
Now give me a discipline check.
Okay. 1 and 3.
What you find in the book is an excerpt on the vampire, and it states that long ago the vampire were once believed to have broken away from their brothers and sisters, the Woolund and the Merfolk.
Oh.
The Merfolk and the Woolund adapt to their surroundings, all in the various unique ways, from turns and turns. And so too do the vampire. And each one is molded into the likeness of their masters, the profane. Those that give them shelter from the ire of the artists, the gods of Dwell. And so, from that, you've learned that while some vampire might drink blood, they all would be doing so for various different reasons. And anatomically, they originated from the very same places that you would have. And he who was once bold.
All right. I summarized that. Not to repeat it all for you.
And did you pass your discipline check?
Yes.
Not really too concerned with the answer. I'm just going to follow up. Is being a werewolf a contagion that you can contract through contact with a sick member? Or is it something inflicted upon you by a vampire? And to save Josh some time, we can just do the checks, whether or not she passes both.
Well, this she knows, actually, because she talked to her Androdolf about werewolfism.
Right.
And it has nothing to do with vampires and everything to do with Woolland culture.
Mhm.
Fair. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to go through a series of searches.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I
So
have.
he continues to berate you with questions.
Well,
of
can
these
I at
articles.
least do searches for something that I was hoping to find? Or, or should it be Wretch's questions?
You can find whatever you want to find.
Okay.
That's not the point he's trying to get to, but do what
Yeah.
you will.
Yeah. Because I was hoping to see if I could find anything, and you're gonna say this is too vague, but like figure out what that parasite on Cinder is. I know it's a profane thing. I know it's a
Yeah, go ahead and give me a knowledge dart check. How long would you like to look at the books?
I will look at the books for. You said it stacks
Every 10 minutes, is an increase to the difficulty of the cool check, but also an upgrade to the knowledge dark check.
10 minutes.
Okay, so a single upgrade.
2 and 5.
2 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
Man, how do I even do this? As you open the books and attempt to find some knowledge on this parasite, unfortunately, you go down rabbit hole after rabbit hole, and about things that burrow into people, and other items that other creatures that wear people's skin so they can get to their families and impregnate their families with the offspring of their dark horrors, etc. On your knowledge dark check, I rolled double spare. I need you to re-roll your discipline and cool check.
You said discipline or cool, right?
Yes.
2 and 1. I'm confused. I never rolled it the first time. Like, for the next 10 minutes. Like, this is my first roll for discipline for this roll. New roll.
Oh, sorry, yeah, because there was 2 different questions. Yes.
Yeah.
So you shut the book before you can find the answer that you're looking for. And the information that you find rocks you to your core of the awful things in this world. And you are concussed for a moment.
That is horrible.
So, as you get concussed, I just see the look in your eyes, and I don't even wait for you to tell me what it is. Wretch is just going to lean in, and he's very serious. And like, okay. Before I say this, I'm not mad at you as a player. I'm just role-playing.
Yes.
I don't know. Because Wretch has some serious problems with you, and I just want to make sure you're not like, wow, this is being a real dick.
No.
Okay. That's why we should have burned the books. You have a good heart, and you have a big brain, but you have a weak will. You are very dangerous as a person. And I like you. When I first met you, you were doing horrible things with your brother's soul. Unspeakable things. And then we go
Wait,
into the... she was running around with her brother inside of her body, and Wretch didn't know what that was about. And then the first lady I met with Emery was a witch, just like casting black magic, and I was like, I am supremely uncomfortable with this, and Emery knew that.
Yes.
But, so anyway, to finish my point, and when we go into those woods where there's all that sickness, you and Bull were the first two to succumb to its temptations, to its oppression, whatever you want to call it. Einval was destroyed by the knowledge he found in things like that book. And Einval didn't open those books, from what I hear about him. Piece of shit that he was. He didn't open those books to do damage. But he did. I don't doubt your heart's in the right place, or your mind is capable of understanding. But I'm worried what you'll understand, and where it'll lead you. Because from what I've met, from what I know about you, from when I've met you, is when you put your mind to something, you get it done, and have shockingly little consideration for what happens down the line.
All right.
So why shouldn't I burn these books?
Emery, like, especially after, like, what she just read, and this, like, beratement from this very, just, like, I don't know, this little source of, like brutal honesty out of nowhere. She just starts, like, crying, and she, like, slowly passes the books. She's like, You're right. I'm not the best person to have these. I do have a week while I was curious. I just needed to know things, and you're right. And I pass them to you. You're much better at gauging these things than me, Wretch. Thank you. Just please take them.
I'll put them back where I had them in my robe. And I'll start to walk off to bed. And before I get out of the fire's light, I'll stop and go and just kind of sigh. Unfortunately, what you were looking into, whatever shook you, unfortunately, it's something we might need to know. And then I'll finish wandering off into the dark on that cryptic and extremely unhelpful note.
So cool.
But yeah, I was like, there's a good moment for character here, but there's no way Wretch is going to be like, fuck it, just let her have the books.
Yeah. No. I like it. I like it.
When you walk past Nash, he's got a scowl on his face, and you can just tell that he's angry with you because of what you said about his weak will.
Rip.
Nice.
Random shade casts at you for like no reason.
Yeah.
Like, all I've ever known is war.
Maybe with
But
a
mind
solid
fucking
education,
is a very different
I'd
kind
know-
of combat.
I wouldn't be so gullible.
That cleric should know better. Anyway. That was all the character thing I wanted to do, so we can go to Lenorm if Lemore. But
Two mornings later, you find yourself passing through the steel walls of the metropolis megafactory that is Lemore. As you pass by all of the displaced people living in the outskirts and make your way into the city to the kind of the tourist area. You can see off in the distance the slums and the sticks that have been getting repaired over this time. As you enter the city and just start to kind of get your bearings on where to go next, there is a tremor through the city.
God damn it! Every time.
Just enough that you can pick up on, and then it goes away. And that is where I'll pick up next time.
All right.
is this
They're in the ground.
question? Is this the campaign where you had to fight like a giant worm, or was that the factory with the food?
Giant worm.
Wasn't there like something in the ground that popped up, and it like murdered a bunch of people? And I don't think we actually fought it. I think we ran away from it like it was a natural disaster.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh man.
I think it was the other.
I'm so caught in the Calamity Company campaign where there was a giant kaiju fight underground with a super corrupted worm.
No,
That's
we
all
were
the
running
bits in my head.
through like a
There was?
city.
Yeah, right through all that corrupted water, and you guys got super mutated, and then you went into Mount Letty from there. Right at the end,
Oh.
you had that Hydra that was fighting on your side, and you had to like climb as things were falling apart.
Yeah, that was cool.
But I don't
No, I
remember
remember
a
being
worm.
close to the giant chicken monster fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys did have to fight some cockatrice. And then you guys fought in this campaign, you guys fought a manticore on the top
Yeah, no.
of the smokestack.
I dropped a rock on it.
Yeah, you bricked it.
Cinderblock.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
Are we
can't-
still recording?
Yeah, I think we are.
Yeah. You want me to
Okay.
stop?
I just can't remember the worm that we're
It
talking
doesn't
about.
matter. I
the
was just going to
previous campaign.
apologize to Sarah.
For what?
Oh! I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the nasty rot dragon in the bowels of the mountains in the Deadhurst Heights campaign, where you guys were with the dwarves and you guys were with the goblins attacking the dwarves, and the dwarves were being screwed with by the rot dragon at the same time as all that other crap. Yeah.
Probably. Anyway. I'm sorry for yelling at you, but you gotta stop picking up evil stuff right in front of a paladin.
No, I needed you. That was perfect. I needed to be very clear that is like Emery's flaws. Like I couldn't not
I like-
have. Emery is a hoarder. That is her flaw, and she is desperate for this kind of knowledge. So I had to roleplay that I knew that she would go for it. So you did great.
Yeah,
I
Right,
just
right,
want
right.
I just want to point out, Wretch lost his cool over like the mother in our group picking up some books,
Yeah.
but the big bad brother killing a regime of stealth archers basically all by himself, or just like wanton killing, like when I was just hacking Einvald to fucking pieces after he was already dead. You don't say a damn thing.
Nah, because I hate that guy.
Yeah, I know had it coming like 100 times over.
When you see, that's the thing, is when a murderer murders people, it's easy to quantify the amount of people that died. But when a sorcerer black magics things, how many times do we have to hear, let's just burn the whole area and like salt the earth just in case?
Just in case.
All right.
Oh.
I didn't expect you guys to go to Lemoore, and I'm excited to do that. I just have to. There's a lot of different NPCs. There's been a lot that's happened since you guys were last there, and so I just need to get ready for that for next time. So
Oh,
it seemed like a
one
nice
thing we
little
should
stop.
do,
Yeah.
we should address the
You came in
corrupted grain.
unprepared.
Let's go.
We should address the corrupted grain from Bilchester in Lemoore, because we don't know.
We should definitely make it known about.
Yeah, like, hey, if it came from Bilchester, probably don't eat it.
Yeah.
Probably release
Try
that guy
send some
from the stocks.
investigators.
Yeah, like, this could be like the jungle. We start an FDA.
you go.
Get right on that. I love that.